What's going on, everybody? Resale Rabbit here. Today we're cleaning out a storage unit and it's foggy out. Camera doesn't do it justice. It is really foggy out. You can't tell, but you should be able to see water there. There's a giant river here. All right, we're at this unit. I've yet to touch it. I paid $400 for it. Here with the trailer, got some load help. What I saw in this one was collectibles. That tells me there could be decent stuff. The safe, we did open the safe. It's empty, but it does have the key, so that's probably $10. And then beyond that, Lord only knows what's in there. There's a TV up there. If it works, there's some decent money. We got a couple of lazy boys. Even if they're nasty, I can get $20 each for the handles. Let's start clearing stuff out. So I grabbed the box from up here, opened it, and first box. Any games in it? Casino kit. I don't think that's worth anything, but it's not in great shape. Definitely needs a new power cord. And I think I'm just gonna throw this controller away. But I could probably still get, if you factor the cost to buy parts, $30 or so. So we're going through the electronics pallets. We've made some decent progress. Got two of them off the property. All the stuff on the floor, for the most part, we're keeping. And this stuff. That's all garbage. That's all garbage. This is all garbage. Everything in that pallet's garbage. Everything. Let's see. This one is all garbage. So I still need to go through that pallet and those two. The one in the middle there is empty. That's not bad. 3 pallets left out of 10. I would estimate we've been at it for 2 hours maybe. Let me show you what we found. So there's that Bose sound dock. That probably doesn't work though, it's a little rough. Some odds and ends. It's a mouse. What else was in there? This is neat. Well, we've got some tablets too. This might be worth some money. I'm just pulling stuff out that looks like it's probably worth some money. There's a vintage computer in there. Some receivers and whatnot. Here's where the real money is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 VCRs or VCR DVD combos here. There's a 19th right there. Those are, holy train, that thing is loud. Oh man. So those are all gonna be 50 to $100 each if they work. Oh, I didn't realize this was missing the front cover. Maybe we'll throw that out. This is worth looking up. A whole pile of stuff here worth looking up. And some of this is just gonna be sold in local auctions. Got a Philco record player there, some Sony speakers, another tablet. So some decent stuff so far. So far, I would say it's not as good as the last ones. Maybe he watched the video and realized there's more stuff for him to pull out. Who knows? But still worth the trip. I see, based on what I can assume works and probably doesn't, maybe $2,000 here so far, and 3 pallets left over. So here's a little tip I want to show you. Most thermal printers, both these and some like Zebras too. I'm not sure if Dymos do this, but most Zebras and then these type of printers, it's just a typical receipt printer, they actually have a test mode, so you don't need to actually hook it up to a computer. So let me show you how that works. First you want to turn it off and then hold the feed down and then turn it on, and it automatically prints a diagnostic. And on this one it'll do a self-test as well. So pretty easy to tell that it works. So it's another day. Today we've got some eBay orders. Let me see how many we have. I think we got a decent amount, like 15 or something. 15 orders for a little under $500. So first, I got $10 for this pills for man problems. I spent 50 cents on it when Shopko closed. Sold an inflator, a 12-volt inflator for $28. I would not have accepted that if I realized it was the 12 volt. These ones are a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier, so they cost a little bit more to ship. I would have been hesitant to accept it on those. But anyways, 28 bucks. Shouldn't be too bad yet, depending on how far it's going. Sold a graphing calculator. This one does not work, but it has both the front cover and the battery cover. I got 8 bucks for it. This was sold to a viewer, Christopher, and he said he wants me to shout out Mizzou loves the rabbit. So Mizzou loves the rabbit. Christopher, hope you can fix it. Unless you're just buying it for the battery cover and lid, then I hope they serve you well. Appreciate the order. I sold some lady pads. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm gonna have to double check. Hold on. It is this one. I paid about 4 bucks for this. It was before Shopko closed. Turns out I am restricted on this brand on Amazon, so I had to sell it on eBay. Probably around break even, maybe a slight profit. Sold it for $12.65. That is the address of Lambeau Field, and I got shipping along with it, totaling $21.90. So this was a good sale. Let me think. It might be this box. Let me take this down. You are correct, sir. I got 100 bucks for this box. It's some phones, office phones, and some extra accessories for them. I was looking down here because that is the BT3, that is the BT2, and this is a mix as well as some extras. I got all of these phones along with the main base unit. I think I spent 125 if I remember right. It was on a video. Got 100 for this, and I already sold the base unit for, I want to say, 150 to 200, somewhere in that range. Also on a video, still have yet to sell a phone, so I've got all those yet. So looks like the last two of these to two different people, full price each, $22.99. These are the Back to the Future newspapers from USA Today, released October 22nd, 2015. Previous video I showed the whole inside of them. These are really cool. I'm out of stock, but I highly recommend you find them on eBay. Buy them from someone else because they are really neat. Sold another 12 volt inflator for $30. It's funny, I haven't really been moving these. Suddenly the 12 volt ones are doing pretty well apparently. And all of these inflators came on a pallet of Home Depot returns that I will guarantee take a loss on. This is probably the first pallet I'm ever going to lose money on. It's going to be rough. I think all in I've got between $1,000 and $1,200 invested, if I remember correctly. So many of them ended up being broken. I've never seen so many broken items on a customer returns pallet. All right, next we're coming over here. This entire pallet are these sheet protectors. I got them when Office Depot closed, like the entire pallet. So I listed them. I've got a couple of different listings. I've got a listing for an individual package. I've got a listing for, I think, 2 packs, so 100 total. And I've got a listing for a full case, which is 500 sheet protectors. I sold 2 cases to somebody. I'm not going to ship them this one because it's kind of messed up. I'm going to find 2 good cases to send them. Here we go. Now, I sold them for 30 bucks each, so 60 total. I'm not entirely sure what I paid for them. I paid 5% of retail when Office Depot closed. I don't know what retail was on those. I sold this for 50 bucks. This came on a Lowe's pallet. Now this, inside of this box, this is the master case, is 2 of these water filters. And then I've got a whole bunch of these. There are a ton of those. I don't remember what the quantity is on either of them. But I've got a bunch of those and a bunch of these. The reason they're like this, these are the ones that are perfect, listed as a lot of 2, and I'm going to ship it right in this box because you don't even see this box on the picture. These are the ones where the box got a little water damage. This pallet got some water on it. It came from Lowe's. You might remember it from the Lowe's video. So they got water damage. You can see how these are a little, you can tell they've gotten wet, but these are still presentable. These ones here were not presentable. They were significantly damaged water-wise. But they're wrapped in plastic, so the item is perfectly fine. So I think I sold one of these, 3 to 5 of these, and 3 or 4 of these sets so far. So I'm doing really well on them. And by the way, I am already up like 2,000 profit on the Lowe's pallets. I've sold most of it. It's been a few weeks now. It took about 2 weeks to sell through 90% of it with a local auction. That brought in $8,500, I believe. And then I sold the baggers for another $625. So already up over 2,000 on that, and I probably have another 500 in eBay sales off of them. And I do still have about a pallet and a half of inventory left, plus what's listed on eBay. So I did really well with it. All right, we need to find an LG remote in here. It's a black remote. The model ends in 101. See, I used to have these all laid out across the shelf here in alphabetical order according to brand, but I just started getting low on space, so I went in bins. Is this it? This is it, 101. I got $14.99 for this remote. I don't buy remotes. Usually I get them for free, either on electronics recycling pallets or in boxes full of stuff. The only time I buy remotes is if it's something that I think I might use or something special, like a Bose remote. I didn't realize I had any of these left. I sold 7. I don't see them here. Hold on, let me take another look at the listing. So I made a mistake. I sold this like almost a month ago, and I shipped them the one that just sold today. This is 4 gold-plated novelty $100 bills. That's what sold. I sold them the full series, the 1, 5, 10, 20. It was, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago that it was delivered. Let me give you some more exact dates. It is currently September 22nd as I'm filming this. I just looked at tracking. It was delivered September 3rd, so clearly the buyer doesn't seem to care. But I've got a buyer waiting for something else, and I have this. So I'm going to see if he wants one of these packs of $100 bills instead. Otherwise I'll have to cancel it. Unfortunately, it's a viewer. So hopefully, let me pull this up. Let's see, Jesus. By the way, he did say he couldn't snag a USA Today, but the bills will look great in his convenience store. Well, Jesus, I apologize for not getting this right, but I appreciate your order. Either way, I'm going to send him a message, see if he wants to cancel the order or if he wants one of these instead, and I will update you maybe today, maybe in another video. It all depends how quickly he gets back to me. All right, now that that's done with, sold, I want to say these 2. I'm going to have to double check. I know this one and then one of the Atlantis ones. Got a total of 78 bucks. Hopefully it's the small one. It'll ship easier. And it was, in fact, the small one. So this is the last Lego set that I have left from that big lot. That's exciting. Decent shelf space cleared up. Those sold really well. I might do that again. So we cleared that up, and then that's where the newspapers were. Cleared that shelf space. Enjoying clearing space up. So I get 78 bucks for that. It doesn't break down what I got for each one, but it was about the same. They were about equal. All right, we've got another remote. We are looking for an Insignia remote. I was looking this one first because those are the most recent ones that I did. So that's Samsung. Oh, one works. Does this turn off? I don't know. There we go. Let's just turn off automatically. Alright. There we go. Insignia. That would be it. I sold this for $14.99. And I think I do remember this one. I think this one came out of a storage unit. Oh, no. Hold on. Never mind. This came from a Blu-ray player that I bought and didn't work. I bought it at a garage sale. So at least I probably made my money back just on the remote, $14.99. Oh, and that was to a viewer. He left a note, Cody. He says, "Hey Rabbit, love your videos on YouTube. You've inspired me to start selling on eBay. I haven't made close to that." I think it's a typo. I haven't made close to what you make. I think that's what he's trying to say. Any advice for what to look for what sells best or fast? Well, Cody, I want to start off by saying I appreciate the purchase. I hope it works for what you need. As far as what to look for, what sells the best, I've got a couple of videos if you go back. There's one that I know is 25 items that sell well on eBay. There's a couple others. I think there's a 10 and then maybe another 25. I don't remember. But beyond that, just watch the videos. Almost every single one of my videos, I'm showing you what sells. So you definitely want to watch that, and you'll find a lot of neat stuff. And lastly, I sold this for $8.99. It cost me 40 cents, I believe. I paid 2% of retail when Shopko closed. And technically it's the last one. I'm going to send them this one. It's a little nicer than that. Technically it's the last one, but I found another one when I was setting up for the dollar sale, so I added it to the listing. And that was also a viewer purchase. Before I say the name, I'm not going to say your name because this one is a little embarrassing. But they said, recently found your YouTube channel and I want to send some support as well as help myself with a purchase. Well, unnamed viewer, I certainly appreciate your purchase. I hope you're feeling better, and we'll get that shipped out for you. One more thing, whenever a viewer buys something from me, I don't do this for every sale, only viewer sales, I give a resale rabbit card. Sometimes people ask me to sign it. It's very outdated. It says I'm still in Periscope, which I'm not. That Periscope, does that even exist anymore? But anyways, this is all I've got left. So, and I don't plan on ordering more because I don't even have the design anymore, and it's gonna be expensive to have it redone and everything. So, if you want a card, hopefully you get one, but I can't make any guarantees moving forward. As time goes on and I run out, I'm not gonna be able to send you one. So just bear that in mind when you're ordering. So I found a whole bunch of change in one of the storage units, a bag of coins and a jar of coins. I'm going through them now. Right here, what I do is I just take them to the bank. I don't even count them. I'm just taking them to the bank. They've got a change machine and it costs me nothing to bring them in. But I'm checking for silver first. So here's how you do that. Silver coins are worth significantly more than the regular coins. As of now, silver quarter, they're about 10 times at minimum. So a silver quarter is gonna be worth about $2.50. A silver dime is gonna be worth about $1. Nickels don't have a ton of silver in them. They're worth about $1 as well. And then of course, half dollars would be about 5. So pennies, there's obviously not gonna be any silver in them, so I just throw those back. Quarters, half dollars, and dimes are all the same. What you do is you just pick up a handful and look at the edge. See how there's brown on each one? If there's no brown, that means it's silver. If there's brown, that means it's not silver. Quarters are the same way. Let me see if there are any quarters in here. This is a statehood quarter. Rarely will you ever find a silver one. They weren't actually produced in silver. They were just, the only silver ones that you see are sets that were made for collectors, silver proof. So you just look at the edge of them. There's another quarter. Now this one almost looks silver, but if you look, there is some brown in there. Sometimes it can be deceiving like that. The other giveaway, 1966, this is so close. 1964 and earlier is going to be silver in quarters and dimes and halves. They'll be 90% silver. Half dollars that are 1965 to 1969 are going to be, was it 40% silver? So they're still worth saving as well. Nickels, here's what you want to look for on the nickel. The edges of all nickels are silver. Look above the building. The mint mark, there'll be a P, a D, or an S above the building. And if you want to Google what it looks like, you can. Those are 35% silver. It was only for a couple years during World War II. Obviously, this is from 2009, so World War II wasn't happening. But that's how you check them. Now, what do you do when you find them? There are a couple of things. If you find a few of them and it's worth it with shipping and everything, you put them on eBay, make some money. Another option, just bring them to a local coin shop. They'll give you a little bit under silver value. Spot value is what it's called. And the value of silver can fluctuate every day. So, you know, it can be worth it. Me, I save them. I'm a coin collector. I hold on to silver, so I always save them for that. But it's always nice to find them. Now, before you go and think, well, I'll go to the bank, I'll get like $1,000 in quarters, I'm bound to find a bunch of them. You probably won't. You can. For reference, I do it once in a while. It's not worth the time, but I do it for fun. I enjoy going through coins because I am a collector. In maybe $250 worth of dimes, I might find one. So, and it takes me probably a good hour maybe to go through 250 bucks worth. So that's about $1.90 an hour because the dime was already worth 10 cents. So it's not really worth it to do that. But I always do check whenever I find change, and I always check my change when I buy something in cash. I get coins back. I'm always checking that. For reference, I've only found a few in the wild. Hunting coin rolls, coin roll hunting is what it's called if you're going through the rolls. I've never found a quarter. I've found a handful of dimes. I have found dimes in my change, maybe 2 or 3 in my lifetime. I've found 1 silver quarter in my change in my lifetime, and that was the other day during the dollar sale. And I trained my employees to do that too. When I had my store, one of my employees found a silver quarter in a roll when we were pulling out, filling the register with change. So it's very rare, and I'm always watching. But you never know. You find them from time to time, especially an older change. Meaning change that people have held on to for a while, you're more likely to find silver in them because it hasn't been through circulation where people can take them. Some people can find them just by taking a handful and doing that, and they can hear it. Now I can hear the difference if I compare them side by side. I cannot hear them in my change if I'm just rattling it around. Whoa, almost dropped it. So that's what I'm doing now, and that's something I recommend you guys do as well when you get change. Now there are other things you can look for too. Some people save pre-1982 pennies. They have more than a penny's worth of copper, so they're hoping that one day they'll be legally allowed to melt them down. Some people save, or they specifically look for proofs, or more recently, coins made at West Point. They'll look for key dates, or even just have a book that they'll fill up, an album that they'll fill up with one of each year. I personally only look for silver, unless I find something exceptionally cool, but there's a lot of different things. It can be a fun hobby. All right, we've got 2 more things to ship. First of all, I sold this iPod right here. It works. I got $27.62. Why the weird number? I'm trying an experiment when I'm sending out offers to buyers or doing a counter offer or something. I'm doing a weird number. Not an even $27, not $27.99 like a lot of people do, but just a weird $27.62, $24.31, $28.95. That's not a good example. That's one that a lot of people... Anyways, the reason is because it makes it seem cheaper, similar to how $26.99 people automatically relate it to be 26 and rather than 27, or $12.50 people feel it's closer to 10 than 15. That's another bad example. There was one that someone said it was maybe 13. People think it's closer to 10 than 15. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, by doing that, I feel like it might make it sound cheaper. I know a lot of us are smarter than that, but it's a subconscious thing. Anyways, whether that was the case or not, they accepted the offer, sold for $27.62. I've got $5 in it. Also, I've been getting some really lowball offers on this, like $8-10. I don't know why. It took longer than Apple stuff usually does to sell. So we're going to get that shipped out, but I've got one other sale. I set it up here. I posted this on the JLN Distributing Liquidation page. It's 27 packs of these pens. They are good for Amazon, except I'm restricted on them. So I said, we'll label them for Amazon if you want and ship them from here. I have a box full of them. I've been doing an Amazon shipment this morning. I've got a box full of them, about $200 after fees, ready to go out. But those were restricted. So I posted them for $95. Someone bought them, so we're shipping those out to her. She didn't request them to go to Amazon. She wants me to ship them to her. So nonetheless, here's how I came upon that price. You get about $5 after fees, $5.50, somewhere in that range on Amazon. So I priced them at $3 each and added 14 for shipping. $3 each is $81. So they sold pretty quick. So that's a nice little chunk of change going out. For those of you wondering, when we do ship Amazon orders for other people, we don't use this address. We use the warehouse. We ship it from here. But we use an address for another building. I basically got a post office box, but it's not at the post office. It's at a local shipping store. So it has a physical address, and it's right down the road. So that's what I use for that, just so it doesn't look like I have 47 Amazon sellers in here. But we'll get these shipped out too.